Hey guys, Rapid Fire here for another video. If you enjoy my content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is much appreciated. Well, before we get into today's video, I have to acknowledge the huge 8-month gap between videos. After my first review, I've had trouble creating good content. However, I'm back and I'm planning to be out with one video per week. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Today I'll be reviewing the LEGO Spider-Man set, Doc Ock's Tentacle Trap. It is set 76059 and is 446 pieces. It has 5 minifigures and has a suggested retail price of $40 US. Now let's take a look at the set. Now let's get right into the main attraction of the set, the Octobot, or whatever you want to call it. So it stands on... Oh shoot, I wish that actually rotated the rest of the build. Oh wait, I have my little trusty Turner thing. It stands on 4 legs, as you can see right there, and it has 4 arms, so technically that means that it has 8 legs, so I guess it's slightly correct to an octopus. Now down here at the legs, each leg is pretty much just a carbon copy of the other. There's a little sticker right there on like the kneecap. But as you can see, this is the leg itself of the Octobot. So until this is like the kneecap, and this is the top part that connects it to the actual robot. But it can articulate because of these little joints back here. Those things. So it allows it to go into multiple different stances to support the Octobot. So you can position it in multiple different ways, which can make a scene look really cool if you're displaying it. Now moving up from the legs down here, there is the actual body of the Octobot. Now as you can see right here, because of the way it's built, it can move around and look in every which way, while the legs stay completely stationary. So that's a really cool feature that would allow Doc Ock up here to not just be forced to look in one direction during battle. And speaking of battle, here are the 6 stud shooters, where of course you would spin the back usually. And right here they have this cool little build for a little barrel. So you would spin that to activate the 6 stud shooter. Now moving over from the 6 stud shooter is the arms of the octopus. And here is one of the legs, up close and personal. All the kind of, I guess, fingers of the octopus bot are able to rotate on a ball joint right there. So that means that you can position it and make it tilt and stuff. Then the rest of the arm actually has ways that it can move back and forth and side to side, but mostly just one direction, this direction, that kind of stuff. And over here is the cockpit, which Dr. Octopus is using to control the robot. But if you look down here, there is a little tile. I wish I could focus in on that. There's a little tile to be the monitor that he would be looking at, and it's connected to a ball joint, so you can move it up, down, side to side. And a cool thing to point out is that Doc Ock isn't actually attached to anything. He is put on these little, forgot what to call them, but when they're used in this build, they just slide between his legs, and they allow, yeah, like that. And they allow him to just stay in there and be more quickly removed than if he had been actually attached to there. Now, here is the big play feature of the robot. You notice that above the cockpit is this little canister thing. Now if you rotate it, that all of the arms actually rotate. Last thing I'd like to show you about the build is that you might notice on the back of Dr. Octopus is this little, I like to call them pipe pieces, but there's probably a more official name for them. Now, if you go over to build and you rotate it like this, eventually, when you make it to the back of the build, you'll find this little piece. Now, if you detach it, then you detach all of the mechanical arms from the Octobot. The little back piece of the Octobot actually connects to the arms like this. That you can actually simply just take that little piece right there and put it into there, and boom, Dr. Octopus is now assisted by his mechanical arms. Now moving on to what I think would be like, I guess, a good guy vehicle is this police boat. It has these cool little sticker pieces on the side. It has the little steering wheel and the little sticker piece that's supposed to be how he would be controlling it. Now up here there's this little fun area where I guess they could put anyone they captured, or there could be a second officer because there is a little cannon up here, so if you have a second officer on duty, then they can fire away at, I don't know, whatever threat they find. At this point, it's a huge robot that is manned by Dr. Octopus. Now, at the back, there's this little thing that connects to a spider web. Follow the spider web back. There's Spider-Man on his little spider surfboard, I guess. But, it's pretty cool. It's the same Spider-Man that you always have been getting for like the past 5 years, but probably longer. But then he does have that little adapter piece, so then now he's firing webbing, which I think that looks really cool. It's a really nice piece. Now it's time to get into the minifigures. First off is Captain Stacy, the policeman included in the set. He has a pretty cool hairpiece. I've never actually received it before, so I was pretty excited to see that I would be receiving it in the set. I want to reuse it on some custom figures. Now, he does just have a regular policeman torso. I don't know if it was actually specially made for this, but I doubt it. They could have just simply reused another policeman one, so I'm assuming that's what they used. Now, if we flip this around, we will see that he does have standard back printing. It's pretty uncommon to actually see them without back printing, so I guess that's fun. And he also does have a alternative. And here's a look at that alternative face. Now, next in line is Spider-Man. He is just the same one people have been getting for a really long time. I think it's time for them to change their minifigure design, but they haven't done that yet. So let's get into some of his accessories. First off, there's this little surfboard. I can't tell if it's supposed to be made out of webbing or if it's just supposed to be a white surfboard with some Spider-Man designs on it. So it's just the surfboard for now. Over here is the cool piece that they've been using for not very long now, and it's the web shooting piece. And then down here is a standard webbing line thing, so that's pretty cool. It's what acts in the set to connect him to the police ship, so yeah. The next two minifigures are Vulture and White Tiger. Both of them do have some pretty cool torso designs. The Vulture is my favorite one because that one includes the texturing on the suit. And then he does have a pretty cool face. However, because he's a bald figure, he does not have the opportunity to get a secondary face. I think it'd be pretty cool if they could find some way to make like a bald cap or something so that he can have two faces. Now, he also has these really long wings because he's the vulture. And over here is White Tiger. I do like the little element that they put on the top of the head that they've been using for Black Panther that adds the cat ears. But because the face printing is actually the mask, there is also no secondary face for Black Cat. But there still is back printing for both figures. Now if we remove Vulture's little wings over there, we can see that they did decide to add back printing to this figure, which is something that they could have easily just skipped over, because half the time you aren't even going to see any back printing because usually he has the wings. But over here, they're both kind of standard. I do like that they did at least continue the pattern on Vulture. We make it to the name character of the set, Dr. Octopus. I do like that they decided to give him dual molded legs, because I do prefer those over just normal printed boots, because they look better from the sides and back. Also, he has some pretty basic printing, but there's not very much you can do with a Dr. Octopus figure. He does have this perfect Dr. Octopus hair. It'd be kind of weird to use any other hairpiece. And he does have back printing and an alternate expression. We have removed his mechanical arms. You can see that they did decide to give him some back printing. I think it's a pretty cool decision, because though he is more well known for having the arms, for a lot of time when you're using the set, he'll just have this little thing covering up the very top of the back of his torso. So it does seem like something they kind of had to do, but it's still very cool. And he also does have his alternate expression. Well guys, that's the set. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 for the price and just in general. For the $40 and just as a Lego set, it isn't the perfect set, but I do think that it's definitely worth the money if you do enjoy what you saw, and it's a pretty cool set. I think for a huge robot build, a small boat, and 5 minifigures, it's definitely a good set. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned on the channel for our next video, the Joker's Notorious Lowrider Lego set.